And now I'll pass over to Diane. Thank you very much.
Well, this evening, it's my pleasure to evaluate Matt. Now, Matt is obviously a very experienced speaker. This is his third pathway that he's completed. He's done the DTM under the legacy scheme, and it was obvious from the start. The speech was full of the usual Toastmaster stuff, such as holding up 3 fingers to indicate that he had 3 points to make. He started off with a great question, such as, why do people who want to improve themselves, what they're looking for? A roadmap. And they keep buying more books because they never get to the end, or they never reach Land's End. So how then do you go further? Well, Matt, I think, missed the trick here. He could have talked about the analogy of sailing off to foreign parts, because this is an audience that is full of Toastmasters who are very experienced. So perhaps an analogy that could have been easily understood by people who aren't as experienced within Toastmasters would have helped the story. The reflections on having to do this pathways outside of the confines of the club, I think was a very good one. And that just would have supported that analogy, that drawing it out and making it really obvious, would have helped people who have got less experience. I like the use of quotes to back up your points, such as the one by Eugene Berger about the difference between a professional and an amateur. I thought that was really, really a strong point and very well made, and something that I think a lot of people are unaware of. So I think that sort of research, that sort of information was fantastic. I thought at times you spoke a little bit too quickly. Now, that may have been because I had a few IT issues, or was about to have a few IT issues, had to log out and come back in. But it might just be worth thinking about how much you could just slow down a little bit, just to give everyone time to reflect on what's said. But the tips were fantastic. Telling people, be brave, go out there, do it. Sail your own boat, sail your own canoe, whatever. I think really are tips that everyone needs to hear from almost day one of joining Toastmasters. And I think that perhaps it would have helped if you said, this is something that when you do your other reflections on this speech, because this speech is a mixture of self-evaluation and a reflection, I think that perhaps the reflection would be, actually, I wish I'd started speaking at other Toastmaster clubs even earlier, because that would just help you to then explain how you can then launch off into a professional career further down the road. But your body movements, your actions, your tone of speech, the good use of humor and everything made it a great speech, one I've thoroughly enjoyed. But it hit this audience, but whether or not it would hit a wider Toastmaster audience, I'm not sure.